They didn't just bury 3 children. They're trying to bury the crime. Lindsay Clancy strangled her own kids, and half the internet showed up with hashtags and a GoFundMe campaign like she was the one who died. And if that doesn't make your blood run cold, you're not paying attention. If you're not familiar with this case, here's what's going on. Lindsay Clancy strangled her 3 children. Cora, who was 5, Dawson, who was 3, and 8-month-old Kaylin, with exercise bands in the basement of their Massachusetts home. She jumps out of a window, and women are treating her like she's the victim. Lindsay Clancy admits that she did it. Her defense is not guilty by reason of insanity, postpartum psychosis, plus a cocktail of prescribed drugs. That's the case. That's the fact. And now there's hordes of women on TikTok and outside the courthouse in pink shirts lining up to say, "Me too." One woman says her new first date filter is, "Do you believe Lindsay Clancy is innocent?" And if he says no, she walks.
My new vetting process for if I want to date a man, first date question I'm always going to be asking him is, do you think that Lindsay Clancy should go to jail for what she did? And if that man says yes, I'm getting up and walking out right then and there. I cannot spend the rest of my life with someone who thinks that that woman is guilty and deserves jail.
That's the bar now. Not do you want kids, not values or character, but loyalty to a woman who strangled her toddlers. Meanwhile, men are dumping women who support this, and rightly so. Just check out this message. "So you're really breaking up with me over an effing opinion?" I'm not breaking up with you over an opinion. I'm breaking up with you because that opinion showed me a fundamental difference in our values. I can have compassion for someone struggling mentally without excusing what happened to those children. If I'm choosing someone to potentially be the mother of my kids, I need to trust their judgment completely, especially when it comes to protecting them. What you said created a doubt in me that I can't ignore or gamble my future children on. Well said, my dude. If your partner's first instinct after seeing a woman kill her children is sisterhood and solidarity with the killer instead of horror for the children, that's not a difference of opinion. That's a major warning siren. Instead of debating it over dinner, there should be a U-shaped hole in the wall. You do not build a life with someone who looks at 3 dead kids and sees a victim of the patriarchy. Meanwhile, her supporters have poured more than $1 million into a GoFundMe for her parents while insisting that Clancy is the real victim. Over $1 million for the parents standing by a woman who ended 3 lives. Comments on that page talk to Lindsay like she's the one who needs love and strength. The 3 children who were strangled in their own home barely register. And look at that face in court. Dead-eyed and locked on, straight out of a horror movie. Not the look of someone fighting for her life in a medical sense, but a look of someone who already crossed the line that most people would never come back from. Did she think that staring down the jury would help? This woman leaves her own drink on the floor, the toddler knocks it over, and suddenly she's performing a full nervous breakdown, on the verge of going for the child's throat over spilled liquid. Staged for the camera, of course. The toddler doesn't know this is for content. The toddler just sees mom losing her mind over liquid on an uncarpeted floor. This is the culture that then turns around and says, "We all understand, Lindsay." People are now leaning out of windows, screaming that she's innocent, even though she admitted that she murdered them. The debate is criminal responsibility, not whether it happened. Other women are filming themselves smashing blocks of ice and wrecking things, claiming it's so that they don't bash their own children's skulls. That's the pitch. Performative rage as prevention. If that's your coping mechanism on camera, you need help, not a hashtag. Or maybe jail time, like this lady.
Postpartum intrusive thoughts are getting bad when you're baby wearing and you walk past one of these tree chopping, terrifying devices, and you imagine yourself like tripping and the baby shooting out of my carrier and flying into the tree chopper when it's on? Just me or anyone else?
No. If that's where your mind goes with your own child, you're the problem. Even if the kid was never born, you were always the problem. This woman pours water on her infant to make it cry in solidarity with Lindsay Clancy, abusing a crying baby as a prop for a murderer. That's not protest, you tool. That's cruelty and abuse dressed up as sisterhood. Then one woman eviscerates this whole circus, holding her cat, fake crying, and blaming the patriarchy. And it's funny because it's true.
Is this on? Oh, okay. Ready. That was good. Look, be annoying. Didn't get that. Oh god, the filter's off. Oh shit, my DoorDash is here. Yay, sushi!
That was funny, but sadly, some people will perform anything instead of facing what actually happened in that basement. Now, here's the slippery slope that they've been sprinting down. In many places, a woman can end a pregnancy just days before birth, and that's framed as health care. And even after birth, when enough time passes, medical assistance in dying is brought up for certain cases. Now, a segment of the culture wants the next step. If mom is simply depressed that she's a mom, killing a living, viable child should be understood, excused, and even celebrated. Postpartum psychosis is real. Bad prescribing is real. But none of that should turn the 3 strangled children into a feminist icon or a $1 million pity party. The kids are not the subplot. They are the whole crime. If your worldview requires you to see the child killer as the main victim, then men walking away isn't misogyny. It's pattern recognition. And patterns don't care about your feelings. 3 children are gone. The mother admitted to killing them, and a jury will decide legal responsibility. That's the case. The spectacle around it is something else. Pink shirts, Me Too captions, a $1 million fund, and a campaign to recast the killer as the central victim. As I said, guys, postpartum illness is real. Medication failures are real. Mothers in crisis need help before tragedy strikes. But none of that should turn 3 dead children into a mascot, a hashtag, or a first date loyalty test. So remember Cora, remember Dawson, and remember Kaylin. The cameras moved on to the mother, but the children are still the story. Please share this video with everyone you know, because the outcome of this case, whatever it's going to be, is going to be huge news, and people need to know the facts. Also, please help me cover the Allison inquiry from September 8th to September 11th. I'm raising funds to travel to Ottawa to report on the Allison inquiry. 4 days of testimony on Parliament Hill from Canadians sharing personal experiences of COVID-19 vaccine injuries. Chaired by MP Dean Allison, this nonpartisan forum aims to give these stories a public platform before lawmakers, with proceedings live streamed. Your support will help cover travel, accommodation, and related costs so that I can provide on-the-ground coverage, interviews, and updates that help amplify these accounts and contribute to the public record. Every contribution brings independent reporting closer to this important event, so thank you for helping make it possible. A link for that is located in the description below. And that's all for today, guys. Please make sure you subscribe if you're new here, or follow me, depending on wherever you happen to be watching this video. Click the like button and leave a comment. It really does help with the algorithms that are designed to stop this information from being seen. And thanks for watching. As always, stay vigilant. Keep fighting the good fight, and stay tuned. I'm going to have more video reports coming soon, God willing. This is Dan Dix, reporting for Press for Truth. We all want truth. The truth will set you free.